Hi, welcome to Free Spirit. So this is another spirit message that came through, and let me tell you, they're coming through fast and furious. I'm going to be posting a lot of them. It's all about prep for 2020, and I know I've posted a lot on my channel. A lot has been coming through about prepping for 2020, what we're doing right now, so we can go right into 2020 in this way. So this message was all about trust the process and the prep for 2020, and it's getting on board for new stations. So I want to show you two cards they wanted me to pull to show you to basically visualize. So we're clearing the way and we're getting on a train. Okay, so look at these cards while I read you what they told me. We're all getting on board for new stations. Right now, you're fixing the tracks and you're boarding the train to ride into 2020. Trust the process. This is first about fixing the tracks. So we're back here right now fixing the tracks. This track and this train is going to take you far, but you must address and fix the tracks it will run on to make sure you get there. The tracks here are your thoughts. And just like I had posted that other spirit message about cleaning out your thought closet, it's the tracks here are your thoughts. Clean them up. You know these are negative trash thoughts that you need to remove first. There's lots of them. Yeah, the doubts, the fears, the anger, the frustration, all that. Clean off the trash. As you do, you will see the rails and your thoughts be clearer and more clean to ride further on. Now, before we board this train, know a lighter train goes farther, faster. So you're going to want to unload what is no longer necessary. You don't want to be bogged down or feel as if you're trudging uphill. No, you don't. You want to sail all through the peaks and the valleys. So you will need to unload now the baggage, the people, the circumstances that are just weighing you down. There's no time to get sentimental. This is where their trip ends anyway, so they're not meant to go any farther. Just drop them off. They'll all be fine. It's served up to this point. Now you have an empty train. It feels a bit emptier, and you're a little hesitant of going now as you don't have the map, but just following the tracks now and trusting the way. That's the way to go. Instead of fear, feel excitement. Instead of fear, feel peace. Instead of fear, feel trust. This was the way to go. You can't stay idle off the tracks, nor can you risk getting stuck on your journey. This journey is going to take you far. So if you're feeling the emotions now while cleaning off the tracks or with unloading the train, during that process, this is the prep for the journey. The journey into 2020 is going to take you far. This is the cleanup and unloading beforehand. Trust the process and the prep for 2020. It's time to get on board. And now they're giving me a very old children's story, like the Little Red Train. I think it's called where the train keeps saying, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. But they're saying for you to keep saying, I know I can, I know I can. And that this will help you move along. We're all getting on board and pulling into a new year with new stations in 2020. And that was the spirit message. We're going on board for new stations. And then they wanted me to crown it with the will, wisdom, and mind, which we're reconnecting with. And that is our fuel almost, so to speak, for this journey. And they wanted me to just read these two cards to you. So this was a very direct spirit message, and then they literally told me which cards to pull. This wasn't just like a reading. So the 20 is major arcana. And so this is like real extreme coming together and being divinely, I'm just going to read to the Akashic Force. It literally is take a deep breath and fill yourself with the power of trust. Oops, hold on a second. It says, the power, heart, and mind of God dwell within you. Close your eyes and feel these divine forces. Your energy grows, your heart overflows with love, and your mind is as boundless as the sky. Feel yourself expand to limitlessness. And that's why we were told to clear out the tracks of our thoughts, to board an emptier train, because we're supposed to open our minds and our soul and our all that to be more filled with the divine and be as boundless as the sky and feel yourself expand to limitlessness, to see more potential, to see farther and be more open for the new. And it's for this journey, this divine journey that's going to be happening. And the Akashic Force is close your eyes and see yourself literally embarking on a magical journey. Feel movement swirl around you and anticipation fill you. Where do you want to go? How would you like to get there? And that's what they want us to really think about right now, is clear off those tracks that you're boarding a train, an emptier train that's going to, like they said, new stations. Let yourself be filled instead of focusing on the lack of passengers with you on the train or the familiarity of the old on the train. Let it fill you with the divine and an openness for the new, and trust the process, because you're filled with the divine on this journey. And it literally is the journey, this beautiful divine journey. Let it be of one of expansion. Where do you want to go? It's taking you to new stations. It's this new journey, this newness coming in here. And so this was one of the messages that came through, that right now it's letting go of like the old frustrations, really is the old mindsets, the things that keep you stuck in one station, not getting on board, not letting go of the things that you need to. There's a lot of prep for 2020. December is not like the easiest time, because I'm being made to feel like there's so much more underneath here. This clearing of the way, first of all, it takes time. It takes your effort plus the divine together to clear the tracks, right? A lot to clear the tracks. A lot's coming up for you to even notice what are these obstacles. It could be thoughts, it could be people, it could be circumstances. When they talk about emptying the train, there's a lot of things that could be closing out or leaving your life right now, because you're not supposed to be taking it with you on the ride. Once you've cleared off the tracks, you're boarding this train going to new stations. They're not coming with you, the old. Whether you thought they were or not, they're not. And so then in between this, or because of this, you could be filled, like now when you board the train, this is you getting on this emptier train, you clean off the tracks, you're on this emptier train. But it's eerie in a way. You don't know exactly where you're going. What are these new stations? There's also fear, there's anticipation. You feel like, am I just being overly hopeful? Where am I going? And no one's around me, or whatever. And so in those doubts or fears, they're saying, trust the process, trust the process. In those moments, literally feel the will, wisdom, and mind flood through you. In those spaces, instead of looking at the empty cars, fill it with the divine. That's filled with trust, with faith that you're heading to the new stations, that you had to clean the tracks and move on. That's what 2020 is pulling you towards, this journey, this new journey coming in. And that is the whole point of this. So it's not all just easy. Part of it is on your efforts, staying connected with the divine. And anytime you have fear, doubts, or insecurities, or anything like that, you let it go and fill it with the divine. And here it literally is, close your eyes and see yourself embarking on a magical journey with the divine. Feel the movement swirl around you, and anticipation fill you. Like, let the divine fill you with trust and faith. Where do you want to go, and how would you like to get there? And that's how we're getting there, and that's where we're going. We're going to a whole new stations in 2020, and it's this right now that's part of the huge prep for 2020. It's been coming through over and over and over again. So this was just another direct spirit message about that. So right now, back here, just continue clearing the tracks, clearing your thought process, letting those situations, people, or circumstances leave. They're not supposed to go with you. They're not supposed to go. You're going on to new stations here, and let the divine fill you whenever you have any doubts or fears about that. It's a whole new journey. It's a whole new light coming in here. There are new places to go. New stations are calling you. So that's the message that's coming through for 2020, and this is part of the prep. I'm about to post another message also that came through about prepping for 2020, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot more readings just for this month, because it's coming through. It's so important almost to pump ourselves up, to be in high spirits, to look at it as a new fresh chapter, to not go in small and defeated, to let all that's happened in the past stay at that old station. You're getting on a brand new, emptier train with sparkling new tracks. It's taking you to new stations. It's what they keep saying over and over and over again. And if you ever feel doubts or fears about that, you're like that little red train. Instead of saying, I think I can, you're saying, I know I can. I know I can. There's something about much more stronger, trusting in the process, being more stronger and determined. I'm going to save it for the other spirit message though. Okay, so I just wanted to share this message, and this is part of the prep for 2020, and I hope you have a great December, and we're going to go into 2020 in really good position. Take care. Bye-bye.